A few months back, I released a video called the 5 game studios that I would like Microsoft to buy, or something along those lines. I don't remember exactly what the name was, but that was the premise of the video. And that video kind of blew up in terms of my channel size. It has over 1,000 views, it has a bunch of likes, and people have commented it to hell. Like, everybody comments on that video, right? And shout out to this one dude, I can't remember his name right now, but he gave a full-fledged 100, like if you go into the comment section, his was probably like the last comment. He gave 100 different developers and just basically said, hey, I would like to see them buy any of these. But it was great, and he did it with full-fledged detail and everything like that, like, oh, studios, publishers, he did the distinctions. Very good job, and I didn't think he should have done that on my video. But point is that we're gonna do a full-fledged list this time. Here are the top 10 video game studios or video game publishers that I would like Microsoft to buy. What up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Mike Fury, and I make informative videos just like this one, so please hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future content. And with that being said, guys, let's get into the list. Honorable mention, or disclaimer if you will, I'm not going to feature any of the games that I mentioned in the last video. If you want to, I'm just going to leave the link down in the description below so you guys could go ahead and check out that video for those 5 gaming studios or publishers. And I'm not going to feature any of the obvious ones. So obviously no Sega, obviously we're not going to talk about Warner Brothers here, which was up for sale, and we're also going to keep it a little bit more grounded, even though number 1 might surprise you guys. Let's get things started off with number 10. Number 10 is Raw Fury. Now, Raw Fury is a publisher that already has a lasting relationship with Game Pass, thus making the transaction to be a little bit more easier on Microsoft's end because they already, again, have a relationship. They've produced games like West of the Dead, Star Renegades, which seems to be one of the better indies that have released this year. They got Kingdom 2 Crowns, they have Kingdom, they've done Bad North and things. And again, these are really indies that are more on the artistic side and have varying gameplay, but they seem to be a very competent publisher. So definitely Raw Fury would be my publisher or my video game studio at number 10. Number 9, People Can Fly. Now, obviously, they worked on Gears of War Judgment, so they already have a relationship with Microsoft. Now, Bulletstorm is another game that they made, so obviously they're in the business of making solid first-person shooters, which is dope. They're currently working on Outriders, which would be a direct competitor to, let's say, like a Destiny, if you will. Now, I don't think that they would want that because Destiny's already on Game Pass as of this moment, but I do believe that they wouldn't mind owning a Destiny competitor. This would also upgrade or kind of like add to their multiplayer catalog, and therefore making it a lot more enticing for those of us who only play multiplayer games. I play either multiplayer or single player. I don't mind, I'm an all-around gamer, but for those of you who do only play multiplayer, having Outriders on Game Pass would be phenomenal at launch. So definitely People Can Fly would be my number 9. At number 8, Behavior Entertainment. Now, they only have one really great title under their belt. It's a multiplayer title, and it probably is the only one that's gonna ever be in this genre, because with the closing of Friday the 13th, there's not really a lot of these horror-like multiplayer games that are gonna thrive in this genre, and owning them would be beneficial for Microsoft. So if you don't know the game that I'm talking about Dead by Daylight. Behavior Entertainment created and published Dead by Daylight. It also would add to the amount of multiplayer catalog. If you make Dead by Daylight an exclusive, that is a whole entire genre that has some form of cosmetic microtransaction and a lot of DLC, and it has already a fan base around it. Again, you can make money on the PlayStation side, and that's just good business to have it on the PlayStation end. But if you really wanted to, you can make it exclusive and basically own every single fan of that genre on your platform. You would also piss a lot of people off, but that's neither here nor there. So Behavior Entertainment at number 8. At number 7, Spiders. Spiders just finished announcing that Greedfall has sold over 1 million copies. And this seems to be a studio that, regardless of what you think about Technomancer, it has been chomping at the bit to make great RPGs and has been looking for somebody to actually fund some of these greater RPGs that they're trying to do. Now, they already have announced that they're making a brand new game called Steel Rising that seems to be this revolutionary open world RPG, and kind of like in the vein of Greedfall, or it might be a prequel, it might be a sequel. I don't know exactly what they're doing because we don't have a lot of information on that game, but it does seem to be in production. So again, with the influx of Microsoft being there, the influx of money, of dollars to actually produce high quality, either from a graphics perspective or an audio perspective, it would be dope to just have them be fully backed and have them be under the umbrella of Microsoft, and therefore adding even more to the glorious RPGs that are part of Microsoft already. Imagine just having just the ability to contact a Bethesda who has years in the art of making role-playing games, Obsidian, years in the role-playing games, an Exile, years, just having them be in-house and being able to communicate, hey, how would we do this? How would we do that? How can we polish it this end? How can we make these role-playing mechanics a little bit better? Just from a sheer conversation or like communication perspective between those studios would like speak wonders, and would definitely be of great benefit to Spiders themselves if Microsoft ever decided to buy them. So Spiders would definitely be at number 7. At number 6, Eidos Montreal. I hope I pronounced that correctly. This is the developer that has created Deus Ex, the last 3 Deus Exes, and has worked on the Tomb Raider series. Do keep in mind that you would have to buy it from Square Enix Europe. That would be the only hard part, having to purchase that. I don't know how much they would actually charge for it, but it would also give you guys, or give Microsoft, another cyberpunkish game to add to their immense role-playing library. Not saying that they would ever want to go up against Cyberpunk 2077, but hey, if your next best bet would be a brand new AAA cyberpunk RPG coming from the originators of Deus Ex, especially Human Revolution, even though Mankind Divided can be a mixed bag for some people, that would be great. And again, another great addition to the role-playing catalog that is Game Pass. So definitely, Eidos Montreal would be number 6. At number 5, we have GSC Game World. I don't know if that's an acronym or they just wanted to put that there. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys, but they are the creator of one particular franchise that, as of this very moment of this video, has 2 out of 3 games that are overwhelmingly positive, and that franchise is Stalker. We've already seen the commercials. Stalker 2 is already in development. It was in their Microsoft showcase, or whatever you guys want to call it, or their event, and having basically Fallout Chernobyl under your belt, or under the umbrella that is Game Pass, having Fallout, having Wasteland, having whatever, if they ever get Fallout again, if Obsidian ever gets to use the Fallout franchise again, having whatever that is, and then on top of that, adding Stalker, which is basically Wilderness Fallout, adding all of these things together would be phenomenal. It would be so beneficial for Microsoft to actually have that franchise, because that franchise is a very underdeveloped, underappreciated franchise that a lot of people don't know about, mainly because it's kind of stuck on PC as of this moment, unless you have like older consoles. So definitely Stalker would be a great franchise, but the fact that there's a brand new AAA Stalker coming out within the following years, that is gonna be like, oh my god, like I can't wait to see what kind of graphics it has. Is it gonna be a little bit of Metro Exodus mixed with some Fallout elements? Because that's all that Metro is missing. Metro, Stalker, Fallout, they all have this real they're kind of like dirty cousins. Like, I don't know what to call them. So GSC Game World at number 5. At number 4, Dontnod Entertainment. They have created games like Life is Strange, Tell Me Why, which is booming on Game Pass, and Vampire. Now, just for Vampire by itself, I would love to have them under my umbrella. But I understand that some people like this episodic adventure, kind of like more of a TV show than a video game like games, and they are creative. I like what they do, and again, if you just add the financial backing of a Microsoft, that could just propel them from going from good games, a good game developer, into a great game developer. If Vampire would have had like an extra maybe $1 to $5 million extra, Vampire would be in Game of the Year conversation. Just like that dialogue system is phenomenal. This level of decision making in that game is just, it's top notch, and you could tell that the foundation is set. All they need is financial backing. So definitely Dontnod Entertainment would be my number 4. At number 3, Tripwire Interactive. I love this studio. I love Maneater. Maneater is one of my favorite games of the year. And again, it seems to be a lasting trend with all of the game studios and or publishers that I pick, because Tripwire Interactive is a game studio and publisher. I think that all they're missing is backing from making a great game. I think Maneater was a awesome AA properly priced title, because I think a lot of people have misjudged it due to the simple fact that it's not what they expected, but it's also priced properly. It was only $40 at launch, and even though I pray that it sold well, because again, if companies are willing to take risks to do different things, we have to applaud them, and Maneater is a clear indication of that. Shark RPG? Really? They also created a game called Road Redemption, which is basically you beating people up on motorcycles with different weapons, and it's kind of like violent Mario Kart. Like, it's awesome. And they also did Killing Floor 2. Again, that would up them in multiplayer. That would up them in a genre that they don't really have that much in. They have Forza and things of that nature, but Road to Redemption would up them up on again, multiplayer, and then a Maneater because they're willing to take risk on a shark open world RPG. So definitely Tripwire Interactive, both the publisher and the development squad, would definitely be an awesome addition to Microsoft. It lands on number 3. At number 2, Paradox Interactive, another studio that is well versed in Game Pass and is also connected to Obsidian via the game called Tyranny. Now this would be a publisher, but I do believe, like I said, if you grab Paradox Interactive, that would give you the Crusader Kings franchise, which is already on Game Pass, which you can play right now. This would be a great addition because it's, again, you're getting a variety of genres that would just be phenomenal. Crusader Kings, a strategy with role-playing mechanics in there. You got a Tyranny 2 would be phenomenal. Those who have played Tyranny, some of them even like Tyranny over Pillars of Eternity. Like, that's how great Tyranny was. And again, the fact that they already have a relationship with some people already part of the umbrella, that being Obsidian, and also have a relationship with the Game Pass itself, I think that would just be phenomenal for Paradox Interactive for them to be purchased by Microsoft. So definitely Paradox Interactive lands at my number 2. At number 1, EA. I don't know how much money it would take. I'm almost positive we're looking at around maybe 40 to 45 billion. They could even ask for 50 billion if they so wanted to. It's EA and it's Madden. It's dirty Maddens, dirty FIFAs. Can you imagine a world where we don't get dirty FIFAs every year? That would be phenomenal. Oh my God, I would like pray to all the gods in the green earth. No more dirty FIFAs, no more dirty Maddens, no more dirty yearly sports titles. It would be glorious. But bringing BioWare from EA over to Microsoft, again, adds to the great role-playing catalog that is Game Pass. It would also bring to the fact that they can fund maybe a Jade Empire 2. Maybe they can fund another KOTOR 2. And also it brings over all of those great IPs. Now, Madden, NFL Street can possibly be a thing. Now NBA, since it's under the EA umbrella, NBA could possibly be a thing. Star Wars would be coming over to Microsoft as well as an IP that they could possibly produce video games for. Yo, it would be phenomenal. Like, I'm just gonna say it out loud. If Microsoft were ever to buy EA, it would be completely phenomenal, and it would definitely be a checkmate for Sony. And they could do it. They could do it. It would cost a lot of money, but they could definitely do it. And again, it's closer to happening because we already have EA access on Game Pass. Now they could decide to keep that relationship just the way it is, but it would be so great just to have Microsoft purchase EA and have it be under their umbrella and have all those games, and no longer EA, they could keep all the microtransactions, because I'm pretty sure that Microsoft is not going to be dumb enough to say no to billions of dollars a year. But we probably scaled down the Madden, the yearly sports releases. That would be just that in itself would be a great thank you. Like, thank you for gamers and everything. So definitely EA is my #1 game developer or video game studio that I would like for Microsoft to purchase. But I want to know what you guys think. Let me know what developers, just like I did in the last video, what developers or studios you think would be awesome additions to Microsoft. EA would cost a lot of money. A lot of these would cost, some of these would cost a little bit. There would be upwards over $1 billion, but EA would just be a lot. But they could do it. They could do it. Microsoft got FU money. Yeah, Microsoft got a lot of money. So definitely, you guys, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. If you're brand new here and you want to see more videos like this, hit the subscribe button. I'm your host, Mike Fury. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and if you want to join the family, Patreon's down in the description below. It's been a complete pleasure. Until next time, Mike, off.